YouTube. We're here in Tampere for Tampere Kuplii's Tampere's Comic Book Festival, and I'm cosplaying as Bloom. Tomorrow there will be a lecture on Witch, so I'm hoping that maybe there will be Witch and Winx cosplayers as well, and maybe we can find them, and maybe I can show you some of them in this video. And it's a comic book festival, maybe there will be some Winx Club comics as well, who knows. But we'll mostly have a look at the artist alley and the art because last year the artist alley was very good, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'll see you at the event. We got to the venue sometime after 11 but before 12, and we thought the line was pretty long because it went to the other side of the building outside. But in hindsight, we were actually super lucky because the line just kept getting longer and longer. And if you think I'm exaggerating, the line made it to the news. I will link the article down below. So the event was free, so there were no tickets. You could get like place tickets to certain parts of the program, and that was actually a cheaty way to get inside almost, because they let people who had place tickets come to the front of the line and skip the line, but we didn't do that, and we were actually pretty lucky. We only waited for about 40 minutes, where some people waited for several hours and some people didn't get inside at all. Then after we got inside, we gave away our coats and stood in another line to go to the sales hall and artist alley. Tampere Kuplii is a comic book festival, so they had a lot of comic book sellers. From people who sold like mainstream comics like Marvel and other stuff to people who sell a lot of indie comics. And I of course wanted to find Winx comics, and I found this seller who had loads of Barbie comics and loads of Monster High comics and also some Winx Club comics. And all of their comics, although old, were in mint condition and packaged and still had the presents with them, so I was super excited and of course got them right away. As is the case with a lot of recent Finnish conventions, the sales hall and the artist alley aren't super definedly different. They put a lot of bigger indie artists in the bigger sales hall, so there were indie artists in the sales hall as well, along with like bigger stores. I also saw some witch magazines I forgot to film, and some Heaven Officials blessings and Grandmaster of the Money Cultivation merch that I didn't end up getting but did film. And I also met up with one of my friends who has her own comic and chatted with her and bought her comic. Now, I mentioned the place tickets earlier on, and these came on sale, or came available rather, for free at 9 in the morning via the Kompassi system, and the cosplay competition sold out immediately. But we still managed to get some tickets later when some people released theirs. So we went to the cosplay competition. This was again the type of competition where they talk about each participant's outfit, and it was divided into two categories: beginners, who you can see here, and hobbyists who had been into cosplay for a longer period of time. So yeah, this was the kind of competition where each participant came on stage and the presenter talked about their outfit and how they made it and some fun facts about it. Here I'm showing you the group photo gathering at the end of each block, so to say, so that you can see all the participants better and at once, and I'm not leaving anyone out. It was a really good show. The quality of the cosplays was really good, and it was only an hour long, so it felt short and sweet and it didn't drag at all. And before the judges announced the winners, there was also a sort of midway show with a dancer. I don't know how they call these dances, where there's a piece of fabric coming down from the ceiling and they use that to dance. And it was great. Now, the AMV competition was in the same hall right after, so basically everyone had to come out and then line back again. The AMV competition also had place tickets, and these ones were actually a little bit easier to get than the cosplay ones, but you guys know that I love my AMVs. As always, I'm putting a full playlist with all of the AMVs that have been published on YouTube in the description box below, so that you can enjoy all these AMVs in their fullest and in good quality. This AMV competition allowed for a really wide variety of media to be used. Actually, it was called the AMV Plus competition, and you could use footage from different Western shows, live action shows. It didn't have to be animated, it could be games, and people really took advantage of that. And there were, I think, 75 or 76 videos sent in, and we sold 24 of them. Overall, I just really love how much creative freedom the wide rule set allowed. There were some videos that really touched me and captured my heart personally. I also saw some returning names from previous AMV competitions I have watched in Finland, including a personal friend of mine. But that's always really fun, because you know what to expect in a way. You might know the style of the creator, and you also know that you're in for something good. My personal favorites were this Oshinoko AMV, this I Need Some Sleep AMV, and this Traffic AMV, that also ended up winning the audience favorite. As for the media used, there was a lot of stuff that I knew and loved, but also a lot of stuff that I've been thinking of watching or that I didn't know at all and felt interested in watching, and also a lot of arcane, and we will come back to that. I also really love how they have themed categories like Best Retro, Best Romance, so that lots of people have the chance to win with lots of different videos. And of course there's always the best video of the competition and the audience favorite, but I also just love when they have a lot of categories so different videos can win. It was a great competition, I absolutely loved it. But as you know, I am biased towards AMV competitions. Then we took some pictures and then it was pretty much time to leave. I had seen one Stella cosplayer during the day, but sadly she was just lining up for the market while I was leaving from it, so I couldn't get a picture with her, which I am sad about. But overall, it was a great day. Afterwards, we went to eat, and we also went to Fantasia Ballet before it closed, and I got the newest volume of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Day 2 was much calmer. As the organizers themselves predicted and as I predicted, it was just much less hectic. There was no line outside. Inside was a little bit calmer as well, but it wasn't bad on the first day either, because the reason the line was so long on the first day was that they made sure that there was space inside and it wasn't dangerously or awfully crowded. We headed to the artist alley and sales area again for a little bit. I haven't spoken much about the artist alley this time, and this isn't because it isn't good. It was great. I was just already familiar with a lot of the artists from previous years and just got the stuff that I was really personally interested in. Speaking of, I got some stuff from my favorite Lolita accessory artist. Talking to myself, their stuff is always so tempting. And then we went to a witch lecture. I had also seen some witch magazines on the first day, but I forgot to film them. I thought the witch lecture was really great. It was about the comics, not the show, and the panelists had read them as children and now again as adults, and they gave really good perspective on how some things have aged, what has aged really well, and they went pretty deep considering it was only like a 45-minute lecture, so I really loved it and enjoyed it. It focused more on the relationships between different characters and their families, and also the slice of life aspects of the comics, which I really loved. Then we went to the Twisted Wonderland lecture, which I haven't played or read, but kind of want to. And this lecture was also fine. It did basically just introduce the game and its characters, and I felt like the title was a little bit more intriguing than the lecture itself, but it was fine. Then afterwards I ran into a Musa cosplayer and she agreed to take a photo with me and was fine with me posting it, so here we are! I was still cosplaying Blue. Then we actually had tickets to the AMV Plus show. There was also a Lolita lecture going on at the same time, and one of my friends stayed at the Lolita lecture. The AMV Plus show consisted of 12 videos that didn't make it to the finals, but were still considered great enough that people should see them. And a lot of this was just arcane. I feel like they had too many arcane videos, so there were a lot of really good AMVs that just couldn't be in the finals because otherwise it would have been so arcane heavy. It did make me feel like I should really watch again, but there was some other stuff there as well, and for some of it I can tell why it was left out. There were some quality consistency issues, and I'm not saying that to be mean because obviously that is a problem with my AMVs and my videos in general as well. I'm not a very technically strong creator, as you can see here, so I'm not trying to be mean at all. But I could see why some of these videos were left out of the grand final, but they were still all really enjoyable. This wasn't a contest, but they were still the audience favorite vote, and the first 3 places were 1 vote apart each, and I actually voted for the 2nd place, so it was really close. So you can tell that there were still really great AMVs that the people loved a lot. Afterwards, we found a sort of secret, almost hidden away, second artist alley that you had to queue up for. So we went there, and it was really cute and nice, and there was a lot of fun art. But I also ran into someone who actually watched my videos and came up to talk to me because they watched my videos, and I was so happy, and we chatted for a bit. It's always really great to meet someone in real life who watches my videos. So if you do and you want to come up to me and talk to me, please do, because I love that. And because I had a viewer there, I also decided to interview them very shortly about the event.
Hi from Finland. Hello. Come to Tampere Kuplii next time.
Did you have a good time here?
I had a great time. Yes, thank you.
Totally not too long lines or anything.
No, I've been here since 10 in the morning.
Oh, how was Saturday? Did you have to stand in the line for a long time yourself?
No, I just was here before the queue formed up, then like the place tickets worked very fine.
I think it's a great event, but because it keeps getting more and more popular every year and it's free, I definitely recommend you go there, but try to go a little bit earlier, especially on Saturday, or go on Sunday because the Sunday is always more chill. So I really loved this event, and I got to hang out with some of my friends and talk to them and chat with them, which is always so great. So yeah, I had a fantastic time at Tampere Kuplii, and now it's the time you've been waiting for, maybe some of you, my haul. Okay, it's time to go over my Tampere Kuplii haul. Let's start off with this comic that's by my personal friend, and it's an 18+ comic, so for the sake of YouTube I'm not going to open it at like a completely random page, but I'm gonna show you a little bit. There's nothing here that YouTube finds too risque yet. I really love the color scheme, and it's fully colored, and the author also gave me this little autograph. We used to go to conventions a lot, but I hadn't seen her in a while, so I was really glad to see her again and to see that she had her own book, and I definitely want to read it. I'll show you the back as well. Then this I actually got from Fantasia. Fantasia Pellet has a store in Tampere, and I actually got this from there, but it was also available at the convention. I just didn't have time to get it there. But this is the 9th issue of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, and I have all of those, so of course I wanted the 9th issue as well. I have read all the previous ones, and this one will be very good as well. I think this one will be very dark because we're in a dark place storyline wise. I really like the cover of this one. I love Ealing Patriarch wangxian, and I love the big moon and just the drama of this entire thing. Yeah, this was 26 euros, which is quite expensive. They're a lot cheaper in Estonia, but the 9th issue isn't available in Estonia, and I'm not sure that they are gonna make it available, so just in case I got it from Finland. Then from Tampere Kuplii I got this Talking to Myself bat ring from, yeah, again, if you have watched my videos for a long time, you know that I love talking to myself, and I end up getting something of theirs pretty much every time. This one has hollow, it's a bat. I mean, what is there not to love? It's fantastic. Oh, and it has little eyes. I just now realized this. And they also gave me this little bag with it, which is my favorite color actually. Oh, I also got some art from the artist alley. I got this art piece again. If you've watched my videos before, this is one of my favorite wangxian fan artists. One of the main events that I was hoping to get 3 Winx magazines. I'm gonna take them out of the plastic as well soon. They're all from 2013. This one is from January 2013. This one is from February. This one is from March. So they are consecutive issues, and I actually got a really good deal on them. This was about the time when I stopped buying Winx Club magazines in Finland because they were so expensive. They were €7, and at the time I just felt that it wasn't worth it. But right about after that price point, they also stopped selling Winx Club magazines in Finland. I mean, I think that they personally made them a little too expensive and people stopped buying them. From this convention, I got these, and these are in mint condition. They all still have the merch with them. I got them for €5 each, so they 15 in total. So I think I got an amazing deal. And they all still have the little presents as well. This one has a bracelet. This one is my favorite. This one has a heart ring, and I think this is something I would genuinely wear a lot. And this one has a pen and a pencil, and I have had some Winx pencils that were very good, so I think I will use this one as well, definitely, and I'll probably use the bracelet as well. So these are season 4 era. Again, I think the Finnish comics finished at the end of 2013, either in 2013 or 2014. I stopped buying around this time, again, not because I wasn't a Winx fan, but because I found them too expensive and I kind of took them for granted a little bit. This one is Return to the Amazons. This one is, if you're Finnish, then translate this title for me. It's some kind of stars. This is an adjective, and this is stars. I want to say withered stars, but I'm not sure. This is Winx Music Tour, Souls of Nature. This is interesting. I wonder what the Winx Music Tour here means. So we're gonna open all of these. One thing that I found very interesting is that the stories in these magazines seem to be all season 4 centric. Like, the comics canon is different from the show canon, obviously, but in the story they are still in like their season 4 transformations. This was the tour one. So it's just like the storyline itself has to do with the Winx girls doing concerts and stuff. I haven't read all of them yet. I just started reading the first one. So it's mostly season 4 related. The artworks inside the magazine have both season 4 and season 5. Like here you can see Harmonix. Here where they have these fan arts, you can clearly see season 4. And it sort of goes back and forth. And another thing that I found really interesting is that when older Winx Club Finnish magazines used to just have the comics, these ones actually have extra stuff besides the comics. So you can see here they have parts, and this is something that all of the comics seem to have, parts that sort of advertise the TV show and remind you that the TV show is on and that you should watch the episodes. I also find it interesting that they advertise it on 2 channels, because I used to always watch Winx Club on MTV3, but they also have it on Nickelodeon, because obviously in this era Nickelodeon had the rights to Winx Club. And something else that I found that was really interesting to me was that in here they used the name Aisha for Aisha. Here in the comics they say Layla, and I don't know if this is a typo or if this is something they consistently do in this era, because this is the era where they started using Aisha outside of Italy as well. There's also a lot of typos in this one that I can see. I have worked as an editor, so it's something that I noticed. This isn't capitalized where all of the other ones are capitalized, and here the and there is no space between the and where there is a space between all of the other ones. So yeah, also the way that this looks is so weird. Like, I think that's a font issue, but it looks so bad. I haven't read all of the magazines fully yet. I started reading this one. Bloom has a childhood friend in this one. I really love when they talk about Bloom's childhood and give her childhood friends. I've talked about it in other videos, but also the friends always come out of nowhere. But Bloom has a childhood friend called Iris in this one, who gets a curse string from her boyfriend. I wanted to show you how these magazines have more than just the comics in them. So once you read the comics, they actually have more. And if you look at my comparison video where I compare different Winx magazines from different countries, you will see that all the other Finnish ones that I have don't usually have so much extra content besides the comics, but this in the 2013 era is something that they apparently started doing, because all of these comics have a comic issue and then they have extra stuff. Here Aisha is once again called Layla, so maybe that one time was just one time. Let's have a look at the third one as well. And this Mitzi in this comic, and the Winx are on a concert. Here you can see season 5 art. Again, they are reminding you to watch the series on TV. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by the extras. I don't know if that's why the comic got more expensive. I feel like they should have advertised that more. If you have enjoyed this video, I have a lot of Winx content and I have a lot of convention content. And if either of those are your jam, then please subscribe. And let me know in the comments if there's something specific that you would like to see. I always love hearing from you, and I was very lucky this weekend to hear from someone real life, but I love hearing from you in your comments. And I'll see you in another video.